We are live here tonight, Watkins Glen, with Motor City Racing in the booth with me, Christian Taylor. Christian, what are you seeing out there?
I'm seeing a very beautiful facility that is very, very wet right now. We're here in New York at Watkins Glen. And Blake, I tell you what, this is one of my favorite tracks that MCR could go to.
It looks like Julian Padilla is going to be on the pole position here in the GTPs. What are you seeing in the other classes, Christian?
Well, over in the LMP2, familiar face, Sean Atkins is running about 3 tenths of a second faster than everybody else over there. And in the GTD Pros, you have Alex Lalonde, a second faster than P2 Miguel Torres right there. So you're going to have to keep an eye on Alex Lalonde. He has speed in this wet condition. And I'll go ahead to the GTD class. Stephen McLean has almost a second advantage over Michael iRacing at a 156. So you see the GTPs up on the top do 143s around here. The GTDs, the bottom class do 156. So a big spread there. We're going to see GTPs passing cars all day long.
Yeah, going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Looks like the rain has stopped. Not sure how quick the track's going to dry up, but we are about ready to roll and get started. So qualifying is officially over here tonight. We appreciate everybody joining us tonight here with Motor City Racing. You're watching Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We are doing a 1-hour sprint here at Watkins Glen in the rain.
I'd assume this track, especially if it's not going to rain anymore, is going to dry up relatively quickly. You can almost see, if you pay attention there, the groove widening in and out there, the dryness, if you will.
And I think I saw in the garage some drivers were asking around if others were going to start on dries or wets. I think that's definitely a strategy call that's going to be interesting. Starting on dry is going to be slow in the short run, but in the long run, you'll be better off. So we're just going to have to wait and see. But it is time to get gridded up. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time here at Motor City Racing on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. You're watching Motor City Racing, multi-class action, IMSA style racing right here on the world's #1 streaming service tonight. The starting lineup is as follows. In your GTP class, front row, it's going to be Julian Padilla on the pole position, Christopher Damcolier, P2. Row number 2 on the inside, you're going to have the 55, Sam Trotter on his outside, Alan Gullison starting 5th, Jesse Erdman, and on his outside, Braden Carlson. And in the final row, Nate Benarowitz, followed by Brandon Perry.
Moving on back to your LMP2 class on the pole, as mentioned before, you have Sean Atkins in that 32 machine driving for Hutchinson TV. To his outside, Casey Catola in the number 88 from Motor City Racing. Row number 2 behind him, you find Scott Moose, and to his outside, Trent Bullock in the 103. Moving on back to row number 3, you find Richard Danowski from Canada, Breakfast Club racing in the number 30 machine. To his outside, Jason Denault in the 279. Moving on back in the 17th position there, Bevan McCombs in the 46. To his outside, Drake Garrison in the 35. Braxton Jarrett in the 19th position next to Huddles the Duck. I will say he still hates me, but moving on back. Curry star off. Stephen Yuzlak in the 172. Christopher Santiago rounds out your LMP2.
Jumping back into the GTD Pros, front row like usual. It's going to be Alex Lalonde and Miguel Torres. Then we have Michael Hickman, Taylor Torville, followed by, well, we're just going to go through the whole field of the GT3s. Stephen McLean's going to be in the GTD class, but then we have Herbert Pineda, Matt Morano, Michael iRacing, Frank Pisano, LaShawn, Logan Manor, Matthew Elmore, Caleb Ulrey, Mao, and many, many others, folks. Take a look at the board if you want to see where your favorite driver is starting. So there is our starting lineup here tonight with Motor City Racing. We are ready to roll. They are going right now.
Gonna start their pace lap around this still wet track. Some guys are on dry, some guys are on wet. we do have some insider information from back in the 6th position of the GTD class. Steve Tucker says he is starting on dry setup with wet tires, which is going to work once he gets to switch to the dry tires about halfway. But let's just hope this track don't dry out too fast, because them wet tires are going to be crying on the dry surface.
Yeah, I think Steve might have made the right call, but let's see where what Steve has up his sleeve. He's going to be starting 7th in the GTD class. I don't think he expects to be doing too much here in the rain at Watkins Glen.
Maybe not, but we're going to see here as they're going to work their way around the bus stop, through the carousel, and don't forget about the boot that they race here in the IMSA style racing. Don't get to do that over in NASCAR, ladies and gentlemen.
Julian Padilla going to kick off from the pole position here in Motor City Racing as they go behind the tree line there. But be assured they are there. Let's drop back in the field a little bit. Look at all these cars, Christian. I think we've got 45 cars signed in here tonight.
Wow, what a race we do have here tonight. Of course, the camera is focused in on good old Puddles, Blake's friend, not mine. He hates me, and I hate him because he hates me.
Yeah, well, let's see what Puddles has tonight. He was telling me he's been practicing for months here at Watkins Glen, but he didn't know it was going to be raining, so all his practice pretty much wasted.
Yeah, the rain changes everything. They say rain is a good thing, but that's only if you're a crop farmer, not if you're a race car driver.
Yeah, something about corn and whiskey with that, ain't that right?
That is exactly right. You know, rain makes corn, corn makes whiskey, and whiskey makes your baby a little frisky, but not these drivers. They're scared.
100%. Christopher Damclear in that Hutchinson Motorsports TV GTP going to be starting 2nd. On his side, though, it's going to be Julian Padilla, who put down a scorcher in qualifying.
Scorcher indeed. I think I said it was just about, he was about 0.4 of a second faster. Of course, the gap through the field was even more so. So I have a feeling we're going to have some runaways on the class lead here tonight. But never count out Christopher Damclear. He might be the one to run with. We'll have to see.
Yes, we will, but the pace car's going to head in. Field is set. GTP's rolling into the Juicy Spider restart zone. Green flag in the air here at Watkins Glen.
Here they go down towards turn 1, but the LMP2s are hungry too. They're coming through the final turn, heading to the green flag for themselves as they barrel down the front stretch to turn 1.
And here come the GT3s. Alex Lalani leading the pack there, so everybody is green. Julian Padilla, your overall leader still.
Alex Lalani blinked out. I hope he came back, but we're going to go back up to the front of the pack here.
Sean Aikens has jumped.
Oh, man.
He was your leader in the LMP2 class, goes in here into turn 1, throws a slide job.
Oh, absolutely gutting for him. He has to lock it down, and the whole field's coming, so he's not going to be able to get rolling. We head back live.
We go back live here, folks. Taking a look here, Sam Trotter right now cruising in 2nd as we try to get some timing and scoring back.
Well, while Blake works on that, Sam Trotter going through the boot section of the track. Of course, if you're watching this from the NASCAR side of things, you may not recognize this point. It's because NASCAR drivers do not race this portion of the track. Looks like we're going to have some technical difficulties working on that. Heading on up to Julian, which is your race leader currently, driving that Porsche there. Got a car around. That might be Braden Carlson, excuse me, back there. Everyone having to avoid him. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for technical difficulties, and Blake is not feeling very well himself. He's doing the best he can out there.
It looks like there was an incident here, folks. Timing and scoring not working like usual.
Might have to get our SDK restarted, but till then, we're going to watch the race leader who taps the wall a little bit. These cars are slipping and sliding out there. our eye on Sean Atkins now, leading your LMP2 class. Giving a little bit of a blink, saying, get out of my way, you're slow, I gotta go, I'm the class leader. Valk makes contact there. Heading into the final turn of the circuit. Alex Lalonde, your GTD Pro leader, back here, coming around the final turn. Not too far behind LMP2s, I might add. It didn't take them too much longer, but of course, the LMP2s with their speed are going to be driving away.
No more replays the rest of the race, but here we go. It says Sean Atkins, your race leader. Well, he's clearly not.
That's right, he had his incident earlier, didn't he?
Yeah, it's saying he's the overall race leader now, so everything is not working. This is awesome. Nonetheless, watch him rip it around. He's going to jump around. Here you go.
Yeah, I bet it all will fix once they cross the line.
Looks like it's starting to work itself out here. Julian Padilla, your race leader here in the GTP class. Christopher Danclear second, followed by Braden Carlson. And over in the LMP2s, that is wrong, so ignore that for now.
Yep, everyone's going to be crossing the line. It'll get updated. Connor Gerard, absolutely. It is a bug called SDK. It's a great program until it's not.
Scott Moose in the first position here in the LMP2s, out front by about 2 seconds. Trent Blaylock second. Anthony Hutchinson third. Down in the GTD Pros. Looks like it's going to be Alex Lalonde, Miguel Torres, per the usual. And then third, Michael Hickman.
McLean leading the GTD class here. He's already almost a half a second ahead of Michael iRacing. Just about 3/10 of a second. Of course, you know, give and take from the road turns through the Essex here, but go down what you call, I guess you'd say, backstretch maybe.
This thing sounds like a spaceship. Stephen McLean in this GTD out front.
It's a Ferrari, Blake. It's made for speed.
How about Michael iRacing? Good run for him so far. Let's see if he can hold on to a top 3 run here in the GTD class.
Sounds a little bit more normal though, don't it?
I would say so. What's this, a Porsche?
This is a Porsche, yes.
Looks like they got some traffic in front of them. Those are GTD Pros. They are reeling in quickly, so we'll have to watch how they race one another.
You know, Michael iRacing has some bad luck. Stephen McLean too occasionally, but you know they could run with some of the GTD Pro guys just about every race.
Yeah, look at some of the guys running with maybe the wrong class. It's like Brandon Perry right now. He would actually be in 4th right now if he was an LMP2, but he's not. He is in a GTD Pro.
Trying to find any speed he can here in the wet. You notice how they're all having to stay off of the rumble strips there. When it's wet like this, those rumble strips become ice. That's why they're having to stay a lane up right there. You can see where the dryness is.
Meanwhile, Casey Catola in the 5th position in his class. Normally we're seeing Casey Catola in 1st or 2nd, but he's trying to get his feet wet here, no pun intended, here in the rain at Watkins Glen.
Feet wet indeed. It reminds me of an F1 chatter this year. He said the seat has like water in it. And then this crew chief was like, it must be the water. No, duh. It's like the most dumb radio chat I've ever heard in my life from a crew chief.
Yeah, but here's Jason Denault right on his back bumper, the Canadian of Denault. Let's see if he gets to that back bumper. Maybe he'll turn Casey.
Can't get CK to bump and run. He's there on the fearless leader of everybody here.
Well, that's some unique racing you're seeing. You know, all the water these guys throw up going down the straightaways. You saw Jason Denault there. He kind of went out of the groove just to kind of get out of that water for a minute.
I know from personal experience when I've been practicing or drove in endurance races, you get in that rooster tail of the car in front of you, and you're just praying they don't have to stop suddenly because you won't see them.
And look at this, just like every single week this season, Alex Lalonde and Miguel Torres, they're bumper to bumper battling.
Always good battles here. I love just listening to the sound of the motors, especially when you have this Aston Martin together with the Ford.
And you got American power versus British power. Which one is going to come out on top?
Gonna have a run right here. Is he gonna shoot to the inside, down the backstretch? Looks like he's giving him a bump trap. There he makes the move to the inside. Head to turns one. Does he have the grip to make this work? Alex Lalonde gives him plenty of room and almost yields the spot. That's the noble thing to do right now, especially if you know you don't have the speed to defend. Let's let him go and not get too careless in this water. Ooh, Christopher Santiago gets a headache.
He is junk.
Good thing the replays are working now. I was kind of worried when you went there.
Yeah, well, I knew I fixed it there. That's the only reason I went back. But nonetheless, Nate Bonarowitz in the 4th position in this GTP class. Looking pretty good. Started back in 7th, up to 4th. We're seeing out of Trent Blaylock right now, sitting in the 2nd position in the LMP2s.
Well, he's, like you said, sitting second position there in LMP2s, up 2 positions. Of course, you know, one of it was because of the misfortune that Sean had at the beginning of the race, and he probably got around, I'd say, Anthony Hutchinson or somebody just behind him there. Actually, it had to be CK because CK's down 3 positions from where he started.
It looks like Logan Manor is junk. Let's take a look at what happened with that. Oh, almost saves it. Nope.
That Corvette gets into the wall and is having a bad day. Back up to the 5th, excuse me, Sean Atkins back in the 11th position. Racing for Hutchins Motorsports TV, not really carrying the colors well right now.
Yeah, well, he went into turn 1 in first, came out in about, I don't know, 15th.
Oh, this is not good. Side by side through the bus stop. It takes 2 drivers who really trust each other to make that work. Puddles and Sean Atkins doing some side-by-side action through the bus stop.
Sean is on a mission. He is pissed right now, and he is not taking off the throttle.
Sound like there's some radio chatter of something may have happened there.
Braxton Jarrett involved in an incident there. Not sure what happened, but he just towed it to the pits. He's done.
We keep on racing up here to the race leader. Julian still out front. 3.5 seconds in front of Christian Chandler.
Take a look, Christian, at your HMS TV battle board. Best battles on the track right now. Looks like it's Casey Catola battling it out with Mr. Jason Denault.
Yeah, side by side, but they're in a lot of traffic there. Trying to make a move, and Casey's defending his spot right now. That's the GTP of Brandon Perry in front of him. He's trying to work his way around, I believe.
Yeah, looks like that GTP is struggling. At least he hasn't wrecked it yet, but he is not very quick.
See a long line of cars behind Casey Catola. You have P6 in the class, which is Jason, and the Jack right behind him. Just a line of cars, kind of bottlenecking.
You know, I have to give Jack Peterson here some major kudos this season. We know last season he actually tore him up in his GT3 car, and he took the promotion to LMP2s. A lot of guys wouldn't have done that. They would have stayed down and kind of cherry-picked some wins in the GT3 as he gets doored.
Oh, man, I tell you what. If I was side-by-side in the bus stop, I would be chicken. I couldn't do it. I'd have to lift. I mean, unless it's like the final lap and all the marbles are on the table for a win, I just couldn't do it.
You definitely have to have some guts here, especially in the rain at Watkins Glen. We're already into minute number 12 out of the 60-minute sprint race here. Braden Carlson in third in your GTP class.
Down 8 seconds from the leader. Trying to get through some traffic, but I think the traffic is trying to get through him currently. He cannot get any speed on these wet tires.
He's definitely taking it easy to not junk it, but meanwhile, Herbert Pineda Sr. sitting in 5th in the GTD Pro class. Solid run for him so far, trying to bring home a top 5. Boy, look at this. You know, Brandon Perry, again, he's kind of a rolling chicane out there, but he's in that fast car. So down the straightaways, he makes up some major ground, obviously, on these slower class racers.
You know, he might be on a different tire strategy. He may have started from on dries. I really don't think we have a way to know that. If he started on dries, he's having to take it slow. But when once the track does get drier, he's only going to be picking up speed, and it may help him gain some ground. But we'll have to see. Time will tell.
I think that's definitely a possibility. But meanwhile, Richard Danielewski in 3rd in the LMP2s. He wants a podium run here in this LMP2 class.
LMP2 class is a hard class to get a podium in. I mean, it's not the GTPs by no means, but a very competitive class indeed here in the LMP2s, especially when you have the names of Scott Moose, Anthony Hutchison, always a contender if he's not, you know, junking it. CK's always there, but usually in 2nd place, thanks to luck not of his own.
And let's take a look at Bevan McCombs here. He's one of your mid-pack LMP2 racers, like Christian mentioned. LMP2, I believe it is actually our most populated class usually. Tonight, it looks like they've got at least 15 drivers.
Cases. He's got a little bit of dual cars behind him. Sean trying to get around him, but we're going to go back to the GTD Pros. Michael Torres, well over a second, approaching 2 seconds ahead of Alex Lalonde back there, who seems to be keeping up with another car that should be faster than him.
Yeah, one thing we know about Alex Lalonde, you know, once this track dries up, I kind of have a feeling he's probably going to gain some ground. He's more of a dry racer. Sam Trotter's jump, Christian.
Oh, we got a lot of traffic here. What happens? Oh, the GT3 car gets him out of the line in the bus stop, and he just slide jobs it all around.
Oh, almost got
creamed. Watch out!
Oh, Steve Tucker almost hit him.
Oh, man, what do you do in that scenario other than just, you know, grip onto your seat? And I ain't talking about with your hands.
Yeah, we talked to Steve Tucker in the chat before the race, and here he is. He's up to 3rd in the GTDs. I got to give him some kudos. I didn't really expect him to work through the field this quick.
He is on a mission. His tire strategy, you know, he said he started with a wet setup, dry setup wet tires, was it? Hold on, let me double check that. Dry setup wet tires. So that may have been the move to go right there.
Well, it makes sense why he's gained some ground. I'm going to guess most of these guys went with a dry tire, thinking a long run. But Steve went for the short run here. Looks to be paying off. Let's see how it works in the long run, as he's still got another, I don't know, 15 minutes or so before his pit stop.
Once he gets that pit stop, you know, that's when his speed's going to come in, when he actually is on the tires to match the setup. And if he's fast now, oh my.
And by that pit stop, you know, you see everybody out on dry tires. So right now, you know, the field's probably split half and half or something like that. Who knows? But all I know is Julian Padilla, he's out front by 4 seconds in the GTPs.
He is gone. It would take some misfortune for even Christopher to take him, but much less Brandon Carlson, who is down 11.5 seconds from 2nd place in the GTP class.
And the closest battle on the track continues to be this guy right here, Jason Denault and Casey Catola. They have been the closest battle on the track for, I don't know, the last 10 minutes or so. Time to jump up, though, real quick, though, real fast. We're going to jump up to our eyes in the sky. Harpoon Design Blimp. Christian, what do you know about harpoondesign.com?
I know that if you need a paint out there, you head on over to harpoondesign.com. The beautiful H logo, there's going to be a little red box below it. Place your order there on the Google spreadsheet. NASCAR, you know, if you got the Cup, O'Reilly's Auto Parts Series, not used to saying that yet. Craftsman Truck Series, and of course, multiple different dirt disciplines. He can make your paint starting at only $25. And I hear a little birdie told me that a new driver in the Stars and Stripes series, Blake, may have just placed an order there.
Yeah, rumor has it he made a beautiful paint schemes for the Hutchinson Motorsports TV number 35 machine, piloted by yours truly.
Well, that's because we fired the other Stars and Stripes driver, right? Chad
no, Chad, he won't. He just won't leave, Christian. I've locked him out. He always finds a way back in the garage.
Well, okay, so we're going to be piloting 2 cars over there on Tuesday nights, right?
That is the plan. Oh, look out.
Oh, my goodness. There goes class leader into the pits, I believe.
Yeah, down pit road, I see.
Oh, this is a cluster right here, man.
Yeah, I don't know. There's all kinds of cars. You got Bevan McCombs down pit road. I think it was Bevan McCombs.
I mean, the traffic behind Casey Catola, the racing there is insane.
These guys are not giving an inch. Oh, and they're throwing water up everywhere. You're going to see some guys junking here in a moment. Just watch. 3 wide.
Well, you know what they're trying. You know what they're trying to do, Blake, while they're hitting the water? You understand that at all?
What's that?
You got to cool your tires down. They're on those wet tires. I'd assume most of them are. And those tires start crying when they get hot. And you gotta find the water on the track to cool those tires.
Looks like Jack Peterson found a little bit too much water there. He gets into the wall.
Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out!
Almost got T-boned.
Oh, my. Oh, watch. It's easy. Get pulling. Okay, he had it clear there. But Casey Catola still trying to defend some position.
Boy, these have been the closest battles on the track all race long. These LMP2 drivers are not giving it an inch. They're racing hard and racing pretty clean.
Indeed. Whoa. He got a little squirrely there.
Who's that? Is that Steve Tucker in front of these guys?
That is. He got to the wall a little bit there. I hear him calling for pitting. I know Alex Lalonde already pit too. Jason Denault trying to get around the pitting Steve Tucker. Gonna have to stay to the outside here. Steve's gonna stay to the inside to follow that pit road in. And he does.
Denault loses a lot of ground there. Stuck behind Tucker, an extra corner. It's gonna cost him, but nonetheless, you got some guys heading down pit road. So I think that kind of tells you all the guys pitting early here, they were definitely on wets. Their plan was to get 20 minutes into this thing, switch out those tires, and be good to go.
Right, Sam Trotter just pit over in the GTP class. He was running some slower times. I'll say that Brandon Perry has turned his fastest lap a few times since, so he's starting to find some speed over there in the GTP class. But of course, we're watching Anthony Hutchinson on screen right now. There's Brandon Perry.
And there's Anthony Hutchinson.
Follow them all. Blake can just pick a random driver. Let's look at somebody who we haven't talked about. I see somebody in the chat talking about him. Over in the GTD Pro class, you have Caden Parks Miller driving his Mercedes.
Yeah, this guy here, you know, Christian, last week, he put a whooping on him. Remember, if you remember right, he smoked the field. I think he lapped the field or something crazy. They instantly promoted him to the GTD Pro class. Well, here he is running third in the pros.
Kyle's Church in the chat, giving him a shout out there. A beautiful car, I might say. That Mercedes, man, is just one of the best looking GT3 cars out there.
Well, this guy is a beast. He keeps this up. He might be in the GTP car by the end of this season, Christian.
They definitely need that. Definitely need to give him the promotion.
We'll jump back out to your overall race leader, Julian Padilla, also in the GTP class.
Minutes into this race though, Blake. What is your predictions here?
You know, it's been a lot cleaner than I expected with all the rain and stuff. I think people are kind of driving level-headed, knowing the difficulties out there on the track, and it goes to show a lot. Here's Sean.
Looks like the pit action.
Yeah, Sean Aikens, though, back up to 6th after dropping back to 15th after junking it in turn 1 at the start of this race.
Yep, cars just still trying to find that water. You see some of them going wide in the turns.
It seems like basically everybody's on wets. Puddles the Duck making a big pass there on a slower class car nonetheless. What are you seeing out of this guy right here? Alex Lalonde has taken back the GTD Pro race lead. I assume that the class leader probably went down pit road.
Well, he pit himself, and he is now about to lose his position. There's no battling this. Caden Parks-Miller has caught him. And let me tell you, Caden Parks-Miller last lap was a minute 48, minute 46. They just crossed the line. Alex turned a minute 53. He has no chance to hold back Caden here.
Says, get the hell out of the way, Alex. I was in GTD last week, but you're in the way. Blows by him, makes the pass. New class leader, Caden Parks-Miller, 67.
And the crowd goes wild. Caden Parks-Miller, 6'7", takes the lead in the GTD Pro class. Kyle's Church in the chat, rooting him on.
Keep it down,
Shout out to
Kyle
everybody
Church.
in the
I can
chat.
hear him. I can hear him jumping with joy right now. He is pumped up. Kyle wants them to throw the checker.
I don't think the checkered throws now or in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour. I think Caden's gone. His speed right now is unmatched throughout the entire class. I mean, back in the 9th position, you have Tyre Mantle, who's turning 149s, but that doesn't even come close to Caden Park-Miller's 146s. Everybody's turning fast laps right now, but Caden is unbeatable.
Yeah, you know, I think that's it, Christian. Next week, you're going to see him in an LMP2 class. He might be in the GT3 car in the LMP2 class. This guy's incredible.
You want to hear? Well, you want to hear something impressive, Blake? He just turned a 146 last lap around, right? Your LMP2 class leader turned a 147.
Oh, my.
So he is like faster than LMP2 cars.
Look at this hornet's nest. They're going like 4 wide. There's going to be a wreck right here. Here's a replay. He hooks him.
Oh, the 911 gets turned there. Steve gets turned. My, oh my. Steve Tucker cannot be happy. I thought I heard some eruption on the radio.
Oh, you sure did. Steve Tucker is not happy, and he let him know it on the radio.
Steve usually does, Blake. Usually does.
Well, sometimes you got to let him hear it. But nonetheless, Jillian Padilla out front in the GTPs. Scott Moose in the LMP2s. Caden Parks-Miller in the GTD Pros. And in the GTDs, Drew Leonard. We haven't heard much from Drew, but he's been putting on a pretty good show back there. Let's take a look and see how he's doing.
"17 seconds ahead. I mean, go ahead and give him the checker flag. And someone just came in, Blake. What do we got?
C7 Soda. Just subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports. Stevie, congratulations, C7. Everybody, W in the chat for C7 Soda. You just made the best decision of your life.
C7 soda?
Yes, sir. The one we've all,
C7 soda.
the one we've all been talking about. C7 Soda.
Man, oh man. W's in the chat.
Oh no, this is bad news right here, Christian.
Christopher Damn Clear
He got dumped.
gets ran over.
Oh my!
And he continued.
Oh!
He finished him off.
What is going on? There's some conspiracy. Oh my, there's something fishy going on in the field. That seemed intentional, folks. See this one more time.
This the 103 there.
My.
Who is that? Is that that was an LMP2 that wrecked a GTP?
He just flat
That
out
was
dumped
Trent
him.
Bullock.
We have trimmed Laylock just flat out jumped him.
Yeah. And let me tell you, I was waiting my turn to fill in a story there. He was the fastest LMP2 on track before that, Blake.
Well, he wanted to test out how quick he was compared to a GTP car, and maybe he tried a little too hard.
I will say that gives the fastest car in the LMP2 class, give it the P6, Corey Sturoff, as we have another subscriber.
Rekka just subscribed to Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Ladies and gentlemen, put a W in the chat for Rekka.
Rekka, welcome in. You are the new GOAT. Man, oh man, we get everybody in here. Rekka, a longtime celebrity.
I can't believe she's actually subscribed, Christian. I never thought it was possible.
Oh my. Making the big leagues here as we're watching Richard in a number 30 machine here, ripped around through the bus stops.
With Casey Catola, this guy's been in traffic the entire race. How has he not junked it?
He's patient, Blake. He's hanging on. Anthony Hutchinson in front of him. He's caught him, though. There's going to be a battle for the third position here in the LMP2 class. Anthony Hutchinson battling, trying to save the car from a charging Casey Catola.
And don't look now. Look who's behind him. Sean Atkins after chunking it there in turn one of the start of the race. He's back up to fifth.
All of these drivers are within a second of time with each other. Casey Catola's last time around the track was a 147, but I give him some credit, though. He was in traffic. As he gets out of the way, loose there. Yields the position. Sean Atkins moves forward, and Anthony Hutchinson's safe for now, but not for long, because you have Sean Atkins now breathing down his neck, hungry for that position.
Boy, Sean has been breathing fire since the start of this race. He stepped on his own, you know what, in turn one. Well, he's made up for it, looking to get back into the top three here in the LMP2 class as they all head down pit road.
Oh man, oh my. Casey Catola has to drive into the road. Sean gives Anthony a little mwah on the rectum there.
And now how big of a deal is that? I mean, fixing that damage is not going to be easy on pit road, so it might be an issue.
I don't think there's going to be much damage there, but definitely some hurt feelings.
And in the chat there, everybody's talking about those LMP2 battles. Boy, it's all night long. Those guys have been duking it out. It's been crazy, and they've been driving pretty clean. So we're going to see if they can all get back out there and get the show back going.
Up to the fifth position is in the GTP was Brandon Perry, but now you look at this busy pit road.
Michael Hickman, your class leader in the GTD Pros for now. Miguel Torres is back up to second.
I heard somebody apologizing, Blake. Do we have any incidences to review?
We do not.
Interesting.
Oh, something just popped up here. Anthony Hutchinson involved in an incident. Leaving pit road here.
Side by side with the GT3.
Oh,
man. Slide job.
He's like, get out of the way. Oh, another one behind him.
Pit road is slick, and they're coming out on dry tires. Man, oh man, you got to be careful with that.
Yeah, those LMP2s, they went in, got the dry tires, and they floored it leaving the pits, and instantly they loop it around, and they're jumped.
You call that the Jesse Becker maneuver?
Yeah, well, I don't know. That one's a little different than the old typical Jesse Becker maneuver, but not a good one for Anthony Hutchinson, and whoever that was behind him, I believe it was Austin Scott.
Rekka in the chat says that if Anthony Hutchinson didn't have damage before, he definitely has it now. Drake Garrison.
It was Drake Garrison,
bam.
the lawyer.
Bam. You know, Drake Garrison last season actually thought he could sue us, Blake. I mean, please.
Yeah, we got him to drop the suit, Christian, and he issued a formal apology because I was going to come for his job.
Yeah, I mean, countersuit. We had the best lawyers in the business, Jesse Erdman here. A name that I haven't seen in a few weeks here.
Well, we jump back to the LMP2s. You know, these guys have put on the best show, but Scott Moose in the fourth position here. Richard Danielewski fifth. Really no close battles on the track. This is the closest one right here, believe it or not. A few car lengths back, Tyler Mantle sitting in the 8th position, trying to run down Frank Pisano.
On board with the Ford American Mustang.
Great racing so far, but we're over halfway done. We're going to take a quick break, thanks to sponsors, and we will be right back. Don't you go anywhere, though, folks. You're not going to miss a lap of action. We'll see you in a moment. We are back here at Watkins Glen, and the LMP2s continue to put on a clinic. Sean Atkins right there on the back bumper of Casey Catola, looking to get around it.
We saw in the break some heavy battles between Casey Catola and Sean Atkins. Down to the inside, Edmund turns. The S's, the beginning of it, Casey Catola not going to be able to hold it back. But Blake, while we were on break, me and you were talking about it, Sean, very aggressive behind CK there. They didn't make contact. It was close.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how hard these guys are racing in these wet conditions. You know, I couldn't race that hard in the drive.
Well, we know how you are with Watkins Glen, Blake.
Great.
You kind of hate it.
Oh, no, I'm wonderful out there.
I'm not lying for you, and I'm not lying for the fans at home. Let me tell you something about Blake. If he doesn't have the racing line on, he cries about it.
I have no clue what he's talking about, but Christopher Santiago throws another slide job. This guy putting on a clinic out front. Julian Padilla, 13th-second lead in the GTP class. Bevan McCombs, your LMP2 class leader. Boy, they didn't have that on my bingo card. Great run so far.
Making it work here tonight. Bevan McCombs, second lead over Jason Denal. But let me tell you, the speed given to Jason in P2, almost a second faster than last time around, Blake. And even faster is going to be Scott Moose and Richard Daniels.
About this guy right here, Michael Hickman, your GTD Pro leader. He's got about a second and a half on Miguel Torres.
Miguel Torres is gaining on him, though. Michael Hickman is up 2 spots from where he started, driving that 97 era McLaren.
Absolutely, and folks,
behind him trying to get around.
oh my, just picking up water everywhere. There's puddles on the track and all this stuff. Is Michael Hickman, he's out here racing for his class lead, so he's not just going to pull over for anybody.
Nope, they have some people cutting the grass here at Watkins Glen. There's no close battles other than this Michael Hickman and Michael Torres in the field though right now.
Yeah, this is the only close battle on the track right here. Third position in the GTD class, Drew Leonard trying to run down Caleb Ulrimo. Jumping back here, Bevan McComb's going to give up the lead there. Looks like Jason Denault into the lead in the LMP2s.
Drew Leonard has a black flag after crashing. We might have to see what happened there, Blake. Heading through to the bus stop. Makes a move. Takes the 71 out. Oh, 71's gonna be hard into the wall.
See this replay here, folks. You be the judge. You be the steward online. Let us know who you think's at fault. I mean, kind of a dive bomb move there. I mean, yeah, it's definitely the trailing car's responsibility to try and pass cleanly, and he did not try to pass cleanly.
Tyler Mantle gets killed.
Boy, Tyler Mantle does some of the best pictures in the business, Christian. Not sure if you've seen some of his work, but boy, he makes some great pictures for us here on iRacing.
Yeah. Oh no, Alex Lalonde. I see everyone's going off the track right now. It's like war out there. Oh no.
Oh.
Slide jump.
Austin Scott involved in an incident as well. Let's take a look at this beautiful. I believe that's a BMW, and he just smokes the wall.
Ooh, about to get slammed there.
Looks like we're caught up on the wrecks here, but Julian Padilla is still your race leader in the GTPs. Let's take a look in the GTD class. Michael iRacing, your leader in the GTDs, but look who's right there with him. Caleb Ulrimo. We're going to have a battle for the race lead.
Some defending there. Caleb Ulrimo to the inside, going to take the lead. No, through the carousel of the boot. I don't know what they really call that section, but we call it the carousel of boot. Caleb Ulrimo going to try to defend as he's got a fast car right there, going to take away the optimal line for him. But everyone rolls forward. Caleb Ulrimo, your new GTD class winner.
Michael iRacing still in second on the back bumper of your class leader. He wants to take back that race lead that he had very briefly.
We have a handful of cars trying to limp it back to pit road with some black flags. Man, oh man. Turn of events. Well, Caleb Ulrimo drives away. We have a battle for third place. Richard D is caught in Belvin McCombs.
Hopping on board the fourth place car in the LMP2 class, Richard Danielewski out of Canada.
He was trying to hold on to it around that turn. Did you see the wheel control there?
Sending it for all he's got. Behind him, Sean Atkins in the fifth position. Again, he was your pole sitter here in the LMP2s. Looped it around in turn one. He's worked himself back up to fifth, but not sure he's going to have much of a shot at this class win unless something crazy happens.
Nah, definitely not.
Nate Benarowitz just turned the fastest lap of the session, if I'm not mistaken. A 134.63. He's in third.
Can confirm the fastest of the session. And Julian is not very far off of him though, and with only 20 minutes left to go, it may be too little too late for Nate here.
I would think so. He's got a lot of work to do to get to anybody in front of him, but Still about 18 minutes left to go here at Watkins Glen. We're in the rain. Looks like it's just about dried up for the most part. Rekka in the chat says the Porsche looks great, though. I agree, Rekka. Looking good. We got Danielle Taylor, Connor Gerard. Who else in the chat? All kinds of great fans out there tuned in, watching the world's #1 streaming service, folks. Be sure to click the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. Let us know who your driver is. We'll keep an eye on them. You know, there's 45 drivers out here. Kind of hard to showcase everybody.
Has been caught by Michael iRacing, trying to make another challenge on the GTD class lead. A very colorful car indeed.
Beautiful car here, Michael iRacing. It'd be good to see this guy park it in victory lane. Great guy to talk with, trying to get the job done, making a move on Caleb Allrim out here in the GTD class battle for the lead.
Racing. This is the only battle on the track right now, the only close set of cars. Everyone else is about a second away from each other, well over a second away from each other. This is the only close battle.
And it's an important one here. We watch them continue to rip it around here. Still plenty of time to go. These guys here at Watkins Glen in the rain, you know, it's been a lot cleaner than I expected. Seeing that rain here early on, I expected to see all kinds of cars junking it. Really haven't seen too many.
Well, we got better off when the rain stopped at the beginning of the race, and it made some interesting strategies.
Jack Peterson, he's been running solid all night in the LMP2 class, sitting in 7th. He's been involved in some heavy battles.
I'd say there isn't too many cars on this track unless you're, you know, Julian, that hasn't been involved in heavy battle at some point.
Scott Moose in 2nd. Great night for him. This is a career night, it appears, for Scott. Looks like he's going to come up a little short here as Jason Denault's in a rocket ship out front with 6.5 second lead. Good looking car there, though. Look at this thing.
Can we call it the Juicy Spider's drone, Blake?
Let's take a look here, see if we can get a connection for the Juicy Spider drone cam, best drone cam in the business.
I'm gonna say I see it out there following. There it is. I thought I saw it. My oh my, what a shot! You don't see shots like this anywhere, Blake.
Fly right by it. This thing's got so much control. I can just do whatever I want. Look at me steering through here. I'm basically like a race car driver. You know what? This guy's going a little slow this year.
Like, I know you're not the one driving that drone. That's the boys over at Juicy Spider Studios piloting it. The maker of our intro you saw. You may have saw. Blake may have played it before the race. A beautiful intro indeed. Oh, well, you'll see it when it's over. We'll play it as an outro.
You know what?
When it's all over with.
Let's take a quick break so our fans can see it here. We'll be right back, folks. We still got about 14 minutes left here at Watkins Glen. Motor City Racing IMSA style action.
Coming out of turn 3 and 4. Chad White on the bottom. William Duff on the top. Checkered flag in the air. Who's going to win? It's William Duff. No, look out. He just junked it. Look out. Oh, my God.
World's #1 streaming service. Hutchinson Motorsports TV. On the call tonight. On your feet. Off your seats. It's about to go green.
We are back here at Watkins Glen. You're watching these guys rip it around with less than 12 minutes remaining on the clock.
Time has come down to the wire. Really not much battle to speak of on the track. We're going through our different class leaders. iRacing just exited pit road. Oh, wow. Drew Lenhart up again.
Leaving pit road. There's water there,
and
Drew.
Slide job.
My God.
Hard impact. Oh, wow.
Right in front of your
Luckily,
GTD leader there, too.
But you know what he did, Blake? He did what you should do. He locked it down. You're going to give him the lock it down award.
Lock him up.
Lock him up. That's.
But nonetheless, Michael Ayers, he took over the race lead from Caleb Ulrich-Mao. He is out front in the GTDs. Ulrich-Mao actually 6 seconds back. Not sure what happened.
Well, I know there was some pit cycle there. Caleb pitted and then Michael pitted too. So he jumped him on pit road. So there wasn't a pass on the track.
In the chat, Rekka says pit road is deadly, and I think that is probably the most true thing said so far tonight, Christian.
Absolutely. Pit road has claimed a few victims here. Oh my God!
I thought a parachute was
that?
I thought somebody was throwing a parachute coming off the corner there.
That was the whole rear of his car. We're gonna have to figure out who that is manually because we don't have any intel.
25.
It's the 25 of Corey Sturoff, I believe. That's who it was. I don't think iRacing rendered his damage like it should have, because even though we saw that body panel fall off, it popped back on.
Not even close,
Man,
Corey. Nice try there, bud, but that wasn't even close to sticking.
His car just auto heals.
Oh, and it's back off. So he's going to head down pit road, try to fix that lump of junk up. He's done. Julian Padilla out front by 4.7 seconds. In the GTPs and the LP2s, we got Jason Denault, 2.7 second lead. And then over in the GTD pros, Michael Hickman looking to steal a win. But here comes Miguel Torres.
Who's been faster, I might add. Has been much faster. Almost a second. We're going to see a battle here live. This is the only battle on the track.
I don't think it's going to be much of a battle. Like you said, he's way faster. Looks like Matthew Elmore just junked it. But we're going to stay tuned right here in this battle for the GTD Pro Class lead.
Going to the bus stop through the carousel. Is he going to be able to make up ground on the 97 of Michael Hickman? It looks like he is. Again, you got the Aston Martin versus the Aero McLaren here going through the boot. A few more passing opportunities on this lap. But, of course, we do have 8.5 minutes left.
And take a look, Caden Parks Miller, after getting promoted to the GTD Pros, he is in the third. We know he's got some fans in the chat, so we wanted to show him off real quick. But we go back up front to this battle for the GTD Pro Class lead.
Racing with respect here. Miguel's not going to dive on Michael. Especially not, we know, with 8 minutes to go. Maybe a little bit less. The battle we're just going to keep an eye on is he's actually falling back off of Michael right now.
Yeah, I think he's just kind of waiting to pounce, you know, maybe waiting for a good opportunity nonetheless. But still got about 8 minutes left here at Watkins Glen. Again, it's a rain race. And, oh, here comes Michael Hickman down pit road.
Interesting. Well, I did hear chatter that people wasn't going to make it on fuel. So that may be why, you know, over in the GTD class, Caleb Ulrich-Mao had to pit too, and then maybe got a little squirrely off pit road soon. But a lot of people saving fuel out there.
You know, Miguel Torres, he last pit on lap 10. I just don't know how he's going to make it if others can't, but we're just going to have to wait and see how this plays out. Still 7 minutes left to go.
You know, if he has to pit, look who's in second.
Yeah, Caden Parks Miller, boy, what a story that would be, you know. Winning by basically a 3 miles last week in the GTD class, gets auto-promoted to GTD Pros. He'd come out here and win in the GTD Pro class on his debut. That would be incredible.
And it's possible because I don't think Miguel's going to make it.
Look at we got Melanie Parks in the chat. She's rooting for Caden too. This guy brings a fan club, Christian, and for good reason. He is definitely talented. Now, one thing I will add, Christian, Caden Parks Miller, he pit on lap 15, while Miguel Torres pit on lap 10. So that could be the difference here on fuel, but we're just going to have to wait and see if Torres has enough in the tank.
Miguel Torres about had enough in the grass there to hit the wall, but managed to keep it off and keep on living.
We'll keep an eye on that as Jack Peterson's up to the 5th position, trying to run down Casey Catola, but he's way back there. He's about 15 seconds.
Yeah, all of our battles have ceased to exist, unfortunately, currently. Oh my!
Literally no battles on the track within even a second.
Could change at any time, though. As Miguel Torres is in the pits, Caden Parks Miller is your new GTD Pro leader.
Boy, this might be a big swing of events, Christian. I think he might be able to make it on fuel again. He pit 5 laps after Miguel Torres. He's not getting 5 laps in here in the next 5 minutes. So I think Parks Miller is going to have enough fuel to finish this race.
And he's not just going to win it, Blake. He's going to win it by 12 seconds.
Incredible. He's got this whole fan club in the check in to get the job done and be the hero. Maybe they'll give him another auto promotion. Let us know in the chat. You think this kid should get promoted again? I would.
I'm going to go ahead and take a guess that he's not a kid. I think he's an adult who knows what he's doing.
Definitely knows what he's doing out here. This guy, he is a driver trainer. He's in driver trainer motorsports. Hopefully he's giving some tips, folks. If you're looking for a trainer, teach you how to drive road course, you need to message Caden Parks Miller. I don't know if he does it or not, but beg him, because he's a beast.
I think you could need to use his service.
I don't know. I'm already pretty good at these road courses, especially Watkins Glen.
Oh, my. I wish I could record you next time you're sitting there crying that you don't have a driving line.
I don't need a driving line. I know this track in the back of my hand, Christian.
Well, then you have some freckles you haven't never seen on the back of your hand is all I can say. But we are down to 5 minutes, 4 minutes now to go here. And we have a battle for the LMP2 class. Scott Lewis has caught Jason Denault. You look at the times, they're dead even. But that doesn't stop Scott from challenging Jason here.
Wow, it looked like Scott was done for. Jason Denault was way out front, I don't know, about 15 minutes or so. And you look up, and now here we have a battle for the lead.
Side by side here. No, we have a GT3 trying to break it. They're going to split them down the front stretch.
Wow, what a move. They split the GT3 car, and it's not enough for Jason Denault because Scott Moose takes over the top spot.
But they're still relatively equal. Jason was slightly slower on that last lap, and he's fell to second, but I don't think Scott's going to be able to run away too far, but it looks like I might be wrong, Blake.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see how this plays out. Still 3 minutes left to go. I think these guys can get a couple more laps in.
This has been some beautiful racing here. Braden Hurls has been slowly trying to catch. Julian just turned the fastest lap of the race again, but we're not going to go look at that. Jason's there and challenging. Never mind, he fell back.
And he goes off track a little bit there. Yeah, he's pretty far back, about 2 seconds now. He's still got an outside shot, but he's going to have to figure something out and catch some traffic at an opportune time.
But Julian, I think, is having the same fuel, Blake. He just turned to 135, and Braden turned to 133. So, I mean, Julian is kind of punting around this track.
I've seen about a 1.4 second difference here, and the gap between the two is about 3 seconds or so. Oh, Carlson off track. He's done. Oh, man, that's unfortunate. I think he was going to catch him there, Christian. He was on pace to catch him. Not anymore.
What was that? Somebody subscribe?
Bye, Honeybee. Just subscribe to HMS Motorsports TV. Ladies and gentlemen, Put a W in the chat. Congratulations, my honeybee.
That makes 3 tonight. 3 subscribers. Ladies and gentlemen, if we can get a 4th, I'll give a hand clap, I guess.
Wow, really pumping up the viewers here tonight, Christian.
But you know what? We can hit that like button. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We got Connor Gerard in the chat. Got Rekka, Melanie Parks, C7 Soda, everybody else. We welcome you in. We thank you for spending time with us here on a Sunday night in the Motor City Racing League here at Watkins Glen. It's been a wet race indeed. Some strategy played out, but now, ladies and gentlemen, we head down to the final minute here at Motor City Racing, Blake.
What a great race, Christian. I think this has been the best race all season long here in Motor City Racing. Just see great battles the entire evening, especially in this LMP2 class. These guys have put on a clinic.
Melanie Parks says we didn't get the notice, but they subscribed tonight. So there's your hand clap. There you go. 4 subscribers tonight.
We appreciate you, Melanie. You know, it only tells us the subscribers that have their settings set to basically have to be public to pop up. Oh, something just popped in here.
5th.
Corporal Nunu, just subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV.
Oh, man. Well, let's get to the race leader now, Blake Julian, and see when he's going to cross the line, because this will be the white flag indeed. White flag in the air. Julian's going to take one more lap around this beautiful racing facility.
Here you see the white flag as Sean Akins in the 2nd position after junking it in turn 1. He's going to bring home a podium run here in the LMP2.
We're going to have to watch Julian, though, as Blake's taking a look at Caden here, making sure he can make it all the way around. Looks like he's still gaining some time. Nate may have had a little bit of trouble.
Looks like he's got this one in the bag here, Christian, going through the back half of this circuit here at Watkins Glen.
He's no stranger into the Hutchinson Motorsports TV interviews. Don't ask me where I got that W from. I don't know.
Looks like just a couple more corners left here for Julian Padilla with Elliott Sadler Esports taking the hard right-hander here. Looks clear ahead of him. He is ready to park that thing in victory lane.
Scott Moose has a friend in the chat. CPL, no, telling him to bring it home. He's pretty much got it unless something catastrophe happens.
Here's Scott Moose right here, out front by 8 seconds. But Julian Padilla going to cross the line, flashing his lights. Checkered flag. Julian Padilla, your GTP class winner.
Moving on back to Scott Moose. Going around the final turn. Gonna be heading down the front stretch. And unfortunately, is disqualified for not flashing his lights.
And behind him, Caden Parks Miller crosses the line. So we have 3 class winners already. So the only one left, we are waiting for Michael iRacing. Here's Michael iRacing going through the back half of the track. He is your GTD class winner, or class leader, sorry. Julian Padilla locks in the GTP win. Scott Moose, LMP2s. Caden Parks Miller in the GTD Pros. Somebody mad in the chat, Christian. You catch any of that?
I don't have any access to review, but man, oh man, we're gonna have to take a look at that.
Yeah, I think somebody needs, somebody probably needs parked for something that was just said in the chat. But nonetheless, checkered flag in the air. Michael iRacing, your GTD class winner.
It sounds like, Blake, something I'm very familiar with. Somebody wrecked somebody after the race.
All right, Christian, I've received word. It's Herbert Panetta. He is unhappy. I think Michael Hickman might be involved in whatever incident happened nonetheless, but the race is over. It's time to get some of these guys in for our interviews here tonight.
Alrighty, well, Blake, I already got the winner of the GTD class. If you're ready, I'll get him on in.
Let's just one moment. We got an ad playing there for our non-YouTube premium members to enjoy. But, folks, we appreciate you folks tuning in here. Again, Julian Padilla, Scott Moose, Caden Parks-Miller, and Michael Irisey, your class winners. Stay tuned. We got some interviews coming up for them. Drop a comment in the chat as well. But I think we are ready to roll. Christian, go ahead and bring in some interviewees.
Alrighty, finishing first place tonight in the GTD class, winning it over 11 seconds to the second place, Caleb Oler. Now we have Michael Irisey in the chat. This is Blake and Christian. Michael, do you have a copy on this?
Yeah, how you guys doing?
Doing well, and welcome in. You know, you win a very strategy-filled, wet, some might even say miserable version of Watkins Glen. How did that feel out there for you?
That was the most stressful hour I've ever had on a track. That was brutal. I thought I'd given up the lead by pitting too early and having to do a double stop, but I guess it worked out. I didn't even know I won until I checked the stream after the race.
Oh my. That's the best type of win when you, I guess, didn't expect it. But Blake, what do you have for your GTD class winner, Michael Iverson?
You know, not too much. You know, how late in the run were you kind of confident you might have a shot at this thing? Because it just seemed like there were so many comers and goers with the pit strategies, and it was kind of hard to stay up to date with who was actually leading this thing.
I knew I was podium probably the last 15 minutes, but I really didn't know who was in GTD Pro or not. So I just ran it and just kind of hit my marks, just brought it home. It was like, if it's not a win, it's a good point stay at least. So yeah, I'm pretty happy to get the win.
Well, definitely should be. You know, you had that colorful machine out there, and it does you well. You park it in victory lane here in the GTDs.
Yeah, she was on rails. That was a good run.
Definitely was, you know, with the rain out there, pulling home the big win. I guess before you head out, though, Michael, you got any shout-outs or anything for our fans watching here at home after they just watched you wheel that thing into victory lane?
Yeah, shout out Bruner Tuner, the sponsor on the car. Twisted Speed Setups. Tyler Merritt made the setup for the car. He absolutely nailed it this week. And then, you know, all the Elliott Sadler Esport boys, Chris, Julian, Tyler, you know, the gang.
Oh, you're telling me Tyler Mantle, he can take pictures and do paints as well?
Tyler Merritt, sorry.
Oh, Merritt.
Tyler Merritt.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Oh, Merritt. Oh, yeah, he's the one that does pictures, right?
Yeah, and he made the paint too.
Oh, yeah, this guy's a bit. Well, we're gonna have to hire him on here. He's gonna need to quit racing. But hey, congratulations, though, Michael. Big win here tonight in the GTD class.
Thanks, boys. It was really fun.
Alrighty, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's Michael Irisey, GTD class winner. Thank you, Mike.
Y'all have a good one.
Alrighty, well, we're going to move on up, and I hope this is the right Caden. I believe it is, but we're going to see. Your GTD Pro class winner is going to be Caden Parks-Miller, and this is Blake and Christian up at the booth. You got a copy
How you guys doing? Yeah, you loud and clear.
Doing good. You know, you dominate the GTD class last week. You come to promote you to the GTD Pro. They say you're way too good. We got to give you a challenge. And challenge answered, 5-second win over Miguel Torres. Walk us through this, you know, tough, wet iRacing track, or excuse me, Watkins Glen track tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I took a gamble on the race start. Kid you not, me and my team were discussing dry or wets, and I had my girlfriend flip a coin. And I stuck with the dries. And, you know, I binned it twice, first couple laps, and it paid off either way.
Just an incredible job out there, you know, parking it in victory lane in your first GTD Pro class win. Now, you know, we were talking earlier, Caden, and my thoughts are I think you need to be promoted to the LMP2s, but you have to race your GT3.
Yeah. I did see that. I was, what, a tenth or two faster than the leader of the P2s on the dries.
Is that right, Christian?
Yes, at one point. Yeah, at one point you were faster than every LMP2 car.
That is just ridiculous. That's crazy. I had a good point to make. They it was every lap. I had my crew chief in my ear telling me that I had 15 seconds, 10 seconds, 5 seconds, like every single lap. It was just huge chunks, huge gains. And just to put in there, I did start dead last.
Yeah, but one last from first on your fan club in the chat. You know, there's
started dead last, but
yeah, the fan club in the chat. You know, you brought plenty of fans, and they all definitely mentioned that you started last.
Yeah, dude, it was just an incredible drive, incredible night. I couldn't ask for anything more. So,
well, hey, great job. Go ahead with your shout outs or anything else to add for everybody watching here tonight.
Yeah, I gotta go ahead and shout out Els for the idea to stick with the drives. Gotta shout out Kyle from DTM, all the DTM guys, DTA, Drivetrain Academy, my mom, my girlfriend, everybody. Thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in, everybody who did watch. And yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Thank you. Congratulations.
All right,
Caden Parks
ladies.
Miller, GTD Pro Class winner.
Alrighty, well, I guess we're going to move on over to the LMP2 class. We're going to have Scott Moose. He brings it home almost 7 seconds ahead of Sean Atkins, who was, put up a drive after wrecking early. Poor Sean, I'll say. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is Scott Moose, Blake and Christian up in the booth. You got a copy on us?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I can hear you guys. I just kind of got thrown into this. I didn't realize where I was at.
Yes, sir. Well, welcome in. You bring it home with the LMP2 class win here on a very wet Watkins Glen. Walk us through that race. And what did you do to get where you are?
Just had a pretty lucky start, to be honest. Started out third, and I don't know really. Sean, he spun at the beginning, and CK he kind of slowed down on the uphill first sector, and just built out a gap from there, and had to fuel save a bit. The gap kind of came down every so often, but had to fuel save and just see it through. But yeah, glad with my first win in MCR.
Yeah, it was the most competitive class all night long. Seemed like LMP2s, they were just everywhere. It was like a hornet's nest, and you got the job done. Parking it in victory lane has to feel pretty good.
Oh yeah, man. Like I said, first win in MCR. Race here last season, so this is my second season. But yeah, it feels good to get a win for sure.
Well, hey, go ahead with any shout outs or anything to add for our fans watching at home after winning this one.
Shout out Ames. Shout out Ames League. My boys over in Ames League.
Well, there you have it, short and sweet. Well, once again, congratulations, Scott, parking it in victory lane here on a wet Watkins Glen.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that leaves us down to one class, one driver. He is no unfamiliar face. Winning it again here tonight at Watkins Glen in the Motor City Racing League. We have Julian in the chat. This is Blake and Christian up in the booth. You got a copy on us, Julian?
I do. How's it going?
It's going good. And I gotta say, something just broke every bit of train of thought that I had. What is up with your SDK profile picture, buddy?
Oh, I forgot. I even had that up. It was a inside joke a while ago.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Did you draw that yourself?
oh,
No. It was one of my friends. He was trying to draw himself. So,
okay. Well, we're gonna get back to the racing. A very wet track here tonight, Watkins Glen. I don't think you even knew the track was wet or that there was anybody
No.
else on the track other than cars who were passing.
Yeah. I literally just got back from a road trip and I hopped on to race, and I was really shocked by the pole and then the outcome of what was happening around me and shit. It just played out really, really well.
Yeah, we did a great job. You basically dominated out front in the GTP class. I mean, that basically covers what I got. Christian, you got anything else?
No, I mean, just a big old congratulations. You're becoming a familiar face here in the GTP leader
I
podium.
think Christian's cutting out a little bit, but I think Christian was saying he's
becoming
becoming a familiar face here as we've been interviewing you much a bunch here lately. But hey, go ahead with any shout-outs or anything you got, Julian.
Got you. I like to shout out Chris and Mike. Obviously, they always help me out a lot. Shout out Elliott Salary Esports. Those guys are the best. And that's it.
Well, there you go. Short and sweet once again. Well, congratulations. Parking in Victory Lane here at a wet Watkins Glen has to feel pretty good here as we get towards the end of the season. I think we're already over halfway done, if I'm not mistaken.
Just about, yeah. It's a very, very fun race.
Yeah, it might be the best race of the season, honestly, there. You saw all kinds of great battles, some hard racing. You know, it was wet out there, but guys kind of knew their limits.
Right on. I was nervous about Nate and Braden catching up, but, I mean, even from the start, bro, it was yeah, just a lot going on pretty much every lap. I mean, it was pretty exciting.
Yeah, well, it definitely was. Again, congratulations, Julian Padilla, your GTP class winner here tonight.
Thank y'all. Have a nice night.
Julian Padilla, your winner, and that's going to round things out for us here tonight, folks. What a great race. Again, I think that was the best race of the season here in Motor City Racing. Christian, you got any final thoughts before we round out the evening?
No, I mean, other than Discord's having struggle right now, I can barely hear you, Blake, but I heard what you said. Just a great race overall on the wet, made some strategies happen out there, and it made a very entertaining event here for the fans. We just want to thank everybody watching at home. One last shout out to Harpoon Design. Head on over to harpoondesign.com, place your iRacing paint order right now, and Juicy Spider Studios.
Absolutely. Juicy Spider Studios. You can get a hold of them on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Juicy Spider Studios. They can do any kind of video or 3D rendering work, all kinds of great stuff. Juicy Spider Studios, they do the stuff for us. But, hey, folks, that's going to round things out. We're going to be back here tomorrow night with the Wheels America Racing Cup Series on the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We appreciate you once again for tuning in and watching tonight. It was a fun one. Click that like button. Subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time.
Coming out of turns 3 and 4. Chad White on the bottom. William Duff on the top. Checkered flag in the air. Who's going to win? It's William Duff. No, look out. He just junked it. Look out. Oh, my God.
World's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. On the call tonight. On your feet. Off your seats. It's about to go green.